It's time for everyone's favorite game. Is the level 22 Meridian on the enemy team a new player or a smurf? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple today. The friendly team Orphea, Whitemane, May, Kerrigan, and Artanas. The enemy team Hanzo, Ground Muradin, Brightwing, Mephisto, and Jaina Proudmoore. Look at them coming into the game with all this positivity. You may have noticed already that this is not one of our regular viewer game matches. We did our viewer game Tuesday stream, as we always do, and lost for 4 hours straight. It was brutal, dude. So, in hopes that we actually make some ad revenue this week, I'm gonna go back in and just record some games. Orphea is up next for the Golden Ring treatment, and at level 1, we're gonna go for Ancestral Strength. Abilities deal more damage to crowd-controlled targets is basically the TLDR. And the fun thing is, we can slow targets ourselves with our E ability. Enemy team's starting to move up. Let's throw that E out towards them and see what happens. I have some pretty bad positioning for this fight so far, but a Shadow Waltz in does set us up for some decent damage, and we can continue to pursue this if we want to, although I'm trying to be a little cautious here. Also, this fight has officially gone on too long, and I have lost interest because there's sweet, sweet XP globes up in the top lane. If you don't recognize Orphea from any other Blizzard material, that's because she is a unique character made by the devs. She is a Nexus born, just like Kira, or something like that. I think her dad is the Raven Lord. I'm pretty sure that's the lore. She has some very fun builds. The one I'm going for today is actually super strong in PvE. We're actually going to be a miniature Asmodan over here by the end of the game, which will, you know, spark joy in my life at the very least. So our Q ability, straight line skill shot, if we land it on a target, we're then able to maneuver just a little bit and slide around and reposition. I'll show you a good example of that soon, I'm sure. Our W ability is Chomp. This is a small frontal cone, does damage in front of us after a delay. Shadow Waltz also has a bit of a weird delay as well. Can take some time to get used to. As you can see here, lane clear is great as we dodge that Muradin stun. Let's continue to dodge his abilities and just kite backwards here. It is a little difficult to land that. I did a warm-up game prior to getting into this, so hopefully we see the results of that as Ground Muradin lays siege to that minion in the... He's a new player. God bless him. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. I don't know why I'm being matched with you, but hey, have fun out there, slugger. We're gonna get Chaotic Assault at level 4. Basic attacks against enemy heroes while having 3 stacks of Chaos deal an additional 75% damage. Our Chaos is Overflowing Chaos. That's our trait. And basically, as we land abilities on our adversaries, you can see these bubbles fill up next to my health bar. Those bubbles simply allow us to heal ourselves with our next auto attack and now deal bonus damage if we accumulate 3 of them. The Overflowing Chaos will also heal us based on how much of that Chaos we have in reserve. So it can provide quite a lot of sustain, actually. Very, very fun setup, I think. I think they did a great job on this character. I'm going to continue to pursue here because we were able to gap close onto him, and we already dodged most of the damage that his lightning shit was going to do. But that being said, he came back with a vengeance. I'm looking at 2 seconds on my sippy cup, so that's actually pretty good timing. The friendly team is kind of fighting over the objective because our Tannis didn't go down there. Maybe I should join in now. Oh, we had a good chomp. I'm going to send it again. Brightwing taken down. And I can Shadow Waltz again momentarily to finish off Hanzo. Okay, good. Managed to dodge as much of that as I could. I'm going to ping that I need assistance and try to get over towards our team. Hopefully Whitemane will start to heal us up. Great crowd control by our May allows me to get in with some big damage, and that's going to be a triple kill for little Orphea. So level 7 is when I really start to have fun on this character. Basically, we need to last hit minions to increase the damage of our Chomp even more. And it is kind of forgiving like Asmodan's. You could see I didn't last hit all those guys there, and I was still able to Still able to get credit for some of the stacks. Really, I should head down to the bottom lane right now. That's where the most stacks are right now. So I have 23 stacks. We got those super quick. Heroes also give them if they die, I'm pretty sure. But basically, if I can get 100 stacks, that means we're at significantly more damage on Chomp, and we're probably going to be at a state where I can literally just walk up to a minion wave, chomp it once, and then continue to move on. So last game when I was warming up, I was on Blackheart's Bay, you know, really easy dual soaking map with top and middle lane being so close. And I was literally able to get several hundred stacks like it was nothing. Like, it took no effort at all. Of course, my friendly team was just deathballing the entire time, and they left me alone to go after my true passion, which is collecting XP for everyone else. So I'm going to try to mimic that here. We're just rotating in between lanes pretty rapidly. If I just cast Dread on the back line and then Chomp, it will kill off everything else. We don't even have to wait for the Dread explosion because we can get there in that sweet spot where we can really start to stack this up quickly. We're at 43 stacks right now. That means 86 bonus damage. And pretty soon we're going to start to hit critical mass. Because our team is all together in the top lane, I've been dual soaking. And as you can see, we don't even have like mana problems doing something like that. Like, this is totally sustainable. We could just keep it going. Jade Proudmoore walks into some of our damage, and we follow up with some burst back to her, getting all of our health back as we hit level 10. I'm going to go for crushing draws. I still really suck at landing this, and I hope it's something that improves as we progress towards the golden ring. As you can see, not afraid of Hanzo at all. I'm just going to walk in, take what I want, and then leave because all of those minions are dead in an instant. And suddenly that safety net that he had there is completely gone. And we'll just keep this rotation going. Nice and easy. Nothing to fret about. We can use our Q ability to last hit some of these minions after we build up a bit of damage. At first, you kind of do need to actually use your Dread. The problem with using Dread is it does have a significantly longer cooldown. So once you get to the point where you can Shadow Waltz forward, you just kind of meet the lane like this and then finish them off. You can see my damage still a little low for those melee minions. Have I talked about soaking XP too long in this video? Maybe we have, but we're top siege, top hero, top XP contribution. Give me a little bit more time and I might be top self-healing as well. Let's just go ahead and Dread this. I thought Jaina was actually going to walk up there. Predicted that totally wrong. Enemy team did grab that mercenary camp to our left, but Artanis is already dealing with it. And our friendly team is taking camps on the other side of the map. That's what I like to see. He's going to hop over this wall, I'm sure, right? Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, just had to wait for my chomp, didn't you, you motherfucker? Now I can't increase my damage anymore over here. As you can see, we heal up rapidly, even though that Mephisto came in and dealt some pretty good damage. Ultimately, it didn't matter. There's our chomp. We go in. There's 3 last hits, and we Shadow Waltz our way back if I can. I think I was stunned by Muradin there. We'll say big thank you to our white main for keeping us alive. Artanis is on the objective. I'm going to chomp here, finish it with a Shadow Waltz, and then probably head up to top lane to make sure that continues to push in. I love a good XP contribution game. Always feels good. Always feels good. We are going to take some damage from the Mephisto ultimate right now. Don't worry, our plot for world domination with Mephisto is still in the works. We haven't forgotten about it. We are going to have to come up with something fancy here as Jane is roaming in towards us. If I get this talent, I believe... yeah. We gain 3 stacks of our chomp, or 3 stacks of our chaos overflowing when we land a chomp. If I had one more fucking second, I almost 1v5 that whole fucking team there. Literally, my chomp would have last hit 2 of them. That would have given me overflowing chaos where I could have gone back in again. This enemy team is doing absolutely the wrong thing. They're behind on XP, and they're deathballing in the top lane to fight me. What they should have been doing is soaking all of the lanes, even though they were losing the objective. So we have a 3-level lead right now. That was our team's 2nd death. Ooh, that's looking pretty one-sided. 113 stacks on our Ravenous Hunger, which means, of course, 226 bonus damage. That last talent we just picked up, hitting here with Chomp, grants Orphea maximum chaos and a shield. The maximum chaos is the big deal. If you can spend your chaos first, if you can Q, E, spend that chaos, and then Chomp, you basically have empowered auto attacks and healing twice back to back. And that's a crazy amount of burst damage that most enemies will just simply not see coming. Wish I had a little bit more time in that fight. That was actually so fucking close. So fucking close. Let's check our Chomp, see where it's at. Oh, nice. We're last hitting backline. That's a great start. Now that means I can start just cruising into waves like it's nothing. I am going to leave that mercenary camp there as there is a fight starting to happen beneath us. We're going to Crushing Jaws on this. Chomp the Muradin to hopefully get some stacks, but he died before it happened. If you're going to split push, you also have to recognize that there are times where you're needed in team fights. And we were lucky that we saw that team fight kind of swelling up before we got there by looking at our mini-map, and we were able to take action very quickly. I'm also going to take a quick second and just auto-attack this wall to remove some vision as we pick up our level 16 talent, Dead Magic. Chaos. Basic attacks, ignore armor, and deal area damage. The enemy team, they don't have too much armor to speak of, but if they group up, we'll actually be able to splash our critical auto attack damage to everyone in an area. I'm going to ping my ults and then ping danger here so Artanis knows that they're on the way, and I'm not going to be able to help out too much. Although, we could throw this here. Jaina's dead, and I got a Chomp stack out of it. We deal bonus damage to the Hanzo, re-engage, finish him off with another auto. I can cut them off here with a Shadow Waltz. Let's let Mephisto go, and we'll take the 2v2. Shadow Waltz forward, Chomp. Oh, Brightwing dodged it! But I have another Shadow Waltz in the chamber. And now Ground Muradin will be buried under the ground he stands on. That was actually kind of poetic. Look at that. You click on a hero's video and you get some nice thoughts too. I don't know where I'm going. We're 4 levels ahead of the enemy team at the 11-minute mark. This one's feeling like a bit of a stomp, but that is simply because we were on top of our stacks early game. We were on top of making sure that we stayed ahead and soaking XP, which is still even, how many years? 8 years, going on 9 years after the game's release. XP still wins games. Who would have guessed that? There's a little bit left in that temple up there. It looks like our team is pretty excited about getting this boss rolling. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it in a minute. Oh, or I won't. I'm gonna Jaws here. Miss everybody. Oh, missed that too. I do have a Chomp. Oh god, that was terrible. And that's what happens when you miss shit. That was actually a fantastic example of why Orphea is so hard. If you miss your Shadow Waltz, all of a sudden you're up shit creek without paddle. And what are you gonna do about it? That team did a great job of just spreading out and maneuvering around me. Well, Jaina does have the beam from the heavens placed upon her and taking a lot of damage as a result. Mephisto still dealing pretty good damage with that lightning ring around him, and May kicks him back into our team in a great lateral play. Muradin still trying to step up, being slowed in the process. Kerrigan moving in, not with the combo, just with the pool. Artanis swapping him back into the friendly team, and he is taken down. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, that boss is starting to chip away at the core, moving in with those hefty swipes. We're looking at 70%, 67, 3% every swing. Look at that. Of course, we won't get the whole core there, and they will get some shields back, but things are looking pretty one-sided as we already have all of our tier 1 defensives still holding. All right. We'll help out with this. What's my Chomp damage looking like? Does it do bonus damage on the tip or something, or was that my auto attack critting? I'm not sure what that crit damage was on that one minion. We did 900 to most of them and then over 1,000 to the other. 157 stacks. I could be doing better on this. I could be doing a little bit better. We're kind of at a point where getting to the stacks is becoming problematic because all of our lanes are pushed up so far. Shadow Waltz here, crushing Jaws into a... you gotta get better at that. Yep. Look for that to improve in our future Orphea videos. I don't quite have the timing. After 1.25 seconds, man, that's an eternity. Still less time than Valera's fucking silence, though. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, big chomp on this wave does get it moving towards the enemy team yet again. The next objective is going to be up top. There does look like there's a team fight forming up in the top lane, and I'm going to try to make my way up there. Because we are level 20, we are going to pick up Eldritch Conduit, consuming Chaos Grant spell power. So as long as we're in fights, building and spending our trait, you can see we get this bar that fills up. And basically, as long as I continue to spend, we're going to continue to get more and more and more and more spell power. I believe our auto attack also benefits from that spell power too. I'm not 100% on that. I should probably look into that before I just spout facts. Big chomp here onto the enemy team's Mephisto. He wasn't expecting that burst damage, and let me get out of tower range before I get melted. As another building dies, this is a great opportunity for our team. Let me wait here. Thank you. Great opportunity for our team to go for the objective, and they don't need me to stand in a circle. So while they're doing that, we're going to continue to get more stacks. Now hitting for 1,000 damage every time we chomp. Isn't that just insane? That's so fun. That's so fun. I don't know if I would like Orphea as much without the Azmodan stacking mechanic. I really get drawn to these things. It's really just a blast. It's like all of the progression from a Diablo season packed into one Heroes of the Storm match. Well, that temple up top is starting to deal some good damage. Let's Crushing Jaws here, maybe? That was terrible. Spin that power. Oh, I could have chomped and probably killed Hanzo there, but it looks like that's going to be GG. Holy shit. I was split pushing most of the match, and I still did that much damage. 45% of our entire team structure damage. That means siege damage. That's damage to minions, not entirely structures. I didn't really hit buildings that much. Talents we went for in today's video: Ancestral Strength, Chaotic Assault, Ravenous Hunger, Crushing Jaws, Abyssal Symbiosis, that rolls off the tongue, Dead Magic, and Eldritch Conduit. Yep, very pleased with that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you again very soon.